All right, so this is going to be our lesson on proportions. This is going to be new material, but this will help you in geometry, and some of the concepts we've already learned, like the second half of this part, you should already know how to do when we did solving equations. So what is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two amounts. Oh, and I spelled amounts wrong. There should be no M there. Let me try that again. Amounts. Okay, amounts by division. So it can be written as like 1/2, or it could be 5/12, or it could even be written like this, where it has little dots in between it. So those are just different ways you can write it. Okay, a proportion is a statement that says two ratios. So we just talked about two ratios are equal. Okay, and that would be a proportion. So let's look at this first example. So cross multiplying. You may or may not have learned this in past classes, but it's really, really easy. So basically, cross multiplying says that if A is over B, so we have one ratio over here, equals C over D, then we can cross multiply. So we can multiply B, C together, and we can multiply instead equal to A times D. Okay, or, right, AD is equal to BC. Okay, so there's two different ways you can write that, but basically you're multiplying AD instead of equal to BC, or doing BC equals AD. Okay, so cross multiplying is just exactly what it sounds like. You're basically multiplying across instead of equal. Okay, so looking at example number 1. Right, I'm going to multiply what's across. 6 times 1 is 6. And then V times 2 would just be 2V. Okay, and then it would be solving for that variable. So to solve for V at this point, you just, divide by 2. So 3 is equal to V, or V is equal to 3. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Oops, I didn't circle these two. Okay, so again, we could try it from the other angle too. So we can start with 2 times 6. So 2 times 6 is equal to 12. And then we can set that equal to -5 times h, or -5h. Right, and that doesn't give you a pretty number, but it's okay. So we'll divide by -5, divide by -5, and we should get -2.4. So h is equal to -2.4. Alright, so if you want to pause the video, actually don't pause the video yet. So this is a different one that we haven't seen yet. This one's easy. This is what we have been doing. 3 times 6, that's 18. Okay, but this 2 times a binomial, which means it's something with two terms. Okay, if we have a binomial, we have to make sure we multiply this 2 by both terms. You can't just multiply it by one. It has to be both. So with that said, when I do that, when I distribute this, I have to distribute the 2 to both. So don't just do, 2 times x, I'm done. No, you have to multiply the 2 by both the x and by the -4. So 18 should equal 2 times x, which is 2x, and then 2 times -4, which is -8. This is the biggest mistake that I see people make, is they forget to distribute when there's a binomial. Okay? So be careful. All right, so let's add 8 on either side, just like we would normally solve. This is equal to 26. We divide by 2, and so x is equal to 13. All right, so pretty straightforward. So if you would like to pause it and then try these, just be careful because there's more than one proportion. You can. So go ahead and pause it and try it. All right, here we go. I'm going to go over it now that you've tried it. Okay, so we'll do this first one. 3 times y plus 1, so that's y plus 1 equals, and then we'll do 5 times y minus 1, so 5 times y minus 1. Okay, and then from there, just again, make sure you put these in parentheses. If you don't, you'll forget to distribute. So then we're going to distribute on this side. So this becomes 3y plus 3. We're going to distribute on this other side, so 5y minus 5. And then from there, we're going to get variables on one side, constants on the other. So you can decide where you want the variables to go. I'm just going to subtract the smaller variable over here. And then we should get 3 on this side equals 2y minus 5. Add the 5. Divide by 2. Y is equal to 4. Alright, so that's what you should have gotten for that last one. Alright, and then we're going to cross multiply again. Okay, so 16 times 2 is probably going to need my calculator for that. But we'll do 16 times 2y, sorry. Make sure you don't forget that y. And then 3 times y plus 2. If you want to put things in parentheses like this, I'm totally fine with you doing that if it helps you keep things straight. But we'll do 16 times 2. I'm blanking on what that is at the moment. So that's 32y. And then we're going to distribute the 3. So this is 3y plus, make sure you're not adding. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? And then we're going to subtract 3y. Ooh, and y'all are all like, Miss Garner, this is an ugly number. And I'm like, you will get ugly numbers in math. It happens, so don't freak out. Okay, so we're dividing by 6 divided by 29. Let's see. And then we round that up. I'll just round it to 2 decimal places at 0.206. Let's do 2, 1. Okay. All right. So far so good. So let's look at some word problems. So these are also problems that you're going to see with proportions. Okay. And the best thing you can do with these problems is underline. And I know on your quizzes and your tests you have opportunity to highlight. So if you want to highlight these questions on your test, I would definitely suggest that. But the ratio of faculty members, so the order matters. So faculty members comes first to students at a college is 1 to 15. So that means because of that order being so important, okay, faculty members we're referring to it as 1, and students we're referring to as 15. So make sure you're keeping that straight. And then we have 675 students. Okay, and it's asking how many faculty members. So this is going to be our variable, is the faculty members. So you can say, just come up with some random variable if you want. I'm just going to call it X because math people like X for some reason, but that's what we're going to use. And then we're going to write our proportion as a fraction, okay? And I will go ahead and write it as a fraction and then label it, right? I said the 1 went with faculty members, so I'm going to say FM, okay? And then 15 went with students. Okay, so I'm going to write that as S, so just so I'm keeping it straight. Okay, and that is equal to, let's set it up as, okay, they gave us another piece of information. Now, was that for the faculty members or for the students? It was for the students. So I'm going to put it in the section where the students are. So 675. And then faculty members is what I'm trying to find, so I'm going to put X up there. Okay, so that is how you set up a proportion, okay? 15 you think are equal to 675 because these two are related to students. Okay, so then we're going to cross multiply like we've done. 15x is equal to 675. Divide by the 15. So 675 divided by 15 is 45. So we know that there are 45 faculty members. All right, so let's do this next one. If you want to pause it and try this next one, you can. All right, and we're now going to go over it. Okay, so again, the order matters. So games won, okay, to games lost. So that's the order that we're going to look at it in. for a baseball team is 3-2. So 3 represents won and 2 represents lost. Okay, so you might even want to go ahead and set up the proportion like this and put a W and then an L, so you're keeping track of, okay, what's the 3 go with and what does the 2 go with. Okay, team 1 is 18 games, so I'm going to put 18 with the W, okay, because that's what it says. 1 games is 18, and then it says how many games did we lose, okay. So I'm just going to use X. You can use L, you can use whatever variable you want. Okay, but then we're going to cross multiply. 18 times 2 is 36 equals 3x. All right, 3 times x is 3x. Divide by 3. 12 is equal to x. All right, and so that means we lost 12 games. All right, so that's how you want to write your answer. But that is it for proportions. If you have any questions, again, feel free to email me. I'm here for you guys. If you need to pause the video and rewind at any point, if I was going too fast, you can do that as well. But again, I'm here for y'all, whatever you need. See y'all soon. Bye.